led to this deadly attack overnight and how police say the suspect got away.
And we got an argument over a stolen TV ending with a person killed. What happened and what police are saying about the suspect this morning.
And today marks 1 year since Suzanne Simpson was reported missing. Just ahead, where that case against Brad Simpson stands today and a complete timeline leading up to this point.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Okay, and Erica will be here in just a little bit. She has been working that case hard for the last year.
Got several big stories to get to, but first and foremost, let's kick your morning off with what our bus stop is looking like. Meteorologist Justin Horn again, 72 degrees outside, not bad for the kiddos.
Not bad, not as cool as we've seen in days past. We're going to have a couple warmer mornings because humidity is increasing a little bit, and that actually could lead to a couple of showers and downpours tomorrow. But then we'll get into some drier air by the end of the week, and we'll get a return back into some 60s for morning lows. 71 though right now, 68 in New Braunfels, 70 in Converse, 63 right now at Bernie. So yeah, not bad. Clear skies forecast for today. We'll start to see some clouds around noontime. 84, 89 at 2 o'clock, and 91 is our high. Same old stuff, right? Well, here's what changes tomorrow. We got a weak frontal boundary that'll slip into the area, or at least get close enough. It doesn't really move through, but it gets close enough to get us a couple showers and downpours tomorrow afternoon. 20%. And look, that's a small percentage, but it's better than what we've been seeing. Very small chance there Wednesday, too. So we're going to take a look at that computer model, show you kind of how we think things will play out tomorrow. That's coming up here in just a bit. Now over to RJ as you get out the door this morning. Hopefully the roads are quiet, RJ.
All right, Justin. Unfortunately, we are still seeing a lot of construction on the northeast side of town. So let's get you updated on the situation right here. This is going to be 410 at Starcrest. All the main lanes, eastbound main lanes, are still going to be shut down. Again, earlier last week, TxDOT had reported that this would hopefully be picked up by around 6 o'clock this morning. That is definitely not the case. So we're seeing our traffic have to take the access road of 410, the eastbound main lanes of Starcrest. Our westbound lanes are still looking pretty good out there for our drivers on the near northeast side of town. Let's take you out to the maps and show you exactly what we're looking at. So still a full shutdown, 410 East, Starcrest, all the way to 35. Basically, right now, traffic backing all the way up to Harry Wurzbach Road. There's also reports of a stalled vehicle on 410 at Broadway, a little bit further down the road. If you are headed out to this area, you could take Nacogdoches. That'll get you up to Wurzbach Parkway or Austin Highway. That's a potential option for you as well. But again, we'll continue to keep an eye on that situation there. There are reports of a stalled vehicle over here on the southwest side. Good morning to all of our folks over here. 410 Ray Allison Boulevard over by Valley High Medina Base Road. But traffic looks like it is moving along for the most part. No major issues there. Another reminder, on the far northwest side of town, they have opened up that brand new flyover, which will take you from 10 out to Bernie over to 1604 out to Northwest Military. So not bad there. Inbound drive times, 25 minutes coming in from Bernie, 19 minutes coming in 281. Good morning to all of our folks out there in Bulverde. Outbound drive times, traffic looking pretty good as well. So again, we'll continue to monitor that situation near northeast side of town. 410 East, Starcrest still completely shut down due to construction. Guys, back to you.
All right, RJ, thank you, sir. As we mentioned, today marks 1 year since an Alamo Heights mother was reported missing.
Suzanne Simpson's disappearance got national attention, and her husband has since been arrested and charged with murder.
Erica Hernandez is joining us live this morning in our newsroom with a look back at this case. Erica, good morning.
Hey guys, good morning. Well, so much, as you can see, has happened in this case since last year, and it's a case that had many of us talking and speculating what happened to Suzanne Simpson. Now, it was on October 6, 2024 that Suzanne was last seen with her husband Brad Simpson at the Argyle, the private dinner club in Alamo Heights. We would later find out that night, while at home in Olmos Park, the neighbor witnessed the two fighting outside, heard a scream, and Brad Simpson take off in his truck. Now, the following day, October 7th, a lot happened after Brad Simpson dropped off the couple's daughter at school. Court records revealed he traveled to Bernie, a Home Depot, a dump site, and somewhere in Bandera County. At one point, surveillance footage caught a blue tarp and other items in his truck, but in his return back to San Antonio, those items were no longer there. It wouldn't be until around 10 p.m. that a friend of Suzanne Simpson called police to report her missing, but around the same time, Brad Simpson did the same as well. The next few days, a missing persons flyer was released, but also an arrest warrant for Brad was issued on an assault charge, and he was put behind bars. Now, the search for Suzanne would intensify, and then on October 12th, a search began at a southeast Bexar County landfill for any clues into the case. That only lasted about 5 days, but almost a month later, in November, The sensitive disappearance of Suzanne Brad on November 7th last year was officially charged with her murder. Now, in December, for the first time, he appeared in a courtroom, and his case will begin the process of getting ready for trial. That process takes time, and just last month, on September 22nd, Judge Joel Perez issued a tentative trial date of February 13th of next year. Now, everybody involved in this case is on a gag order, so we won't be getting any on-camera interviews leading up to the trial, but what we do know is Suzanne Simpson has yet to be found, and if convicted, Brad Simpson faces up to life in prison. For a look at the entire timeline of events, just head to our website, KSAT.com. Ernie, Japhanie.
Hi, Erica. Thank you very much for that. So not one, but two deadly shootings overnight.
Yeah, we got one over a stolen TV, and then the other where a woman was killed just sitting in her driveway. Now, here's a look at where they both happened. One shooting in the north side, another in the west side. Patty Santos live right now to break down these two developing stories. Now, Patty, what have you found out so far this morning?
Hey there, good morning. So we know that a woman was sitting in her car when someone started shooting and then killed her. This is how it happened. It happened just before midnight on the northwest side on Hickory Springs Drive near Babcock. And police say that that woman was sitting in her car in the driveway of a home when a white car pulled up. Police say a man got out and opened fire, hitting her multiple times in the neck, chin, shoulder, and pelvis. She was rushed to the hospital but died there. Detectives are now looking for information to find the shooter and a motive. Also last night, one man is dead. Another one is in police custody after a shooting on the west side. It happened last night just before 9 p.m. at the home along West Cesar Chavez Boulevard, not far from Southwest 36th Street. San Antonio police got two calls. The first one reporting a theft of a TV, and then the report of a shooting about an hour later. Police arrived to find a man who was shot and later died at the scene. Inside that home, police found a 20-year-old. That 20-year-old was detained for questioning. Now, the exact motive on the shooting is still not known. We're going to stay on top of these stories and bring you the very latest on KSAT.com and, of course, on TV. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Patty, thank you very much. This morning, the new cell phone ban policy at Northeast ISD is set to be discussed by the district's Board of Trustees. The Texas Education Agency launched an investigation into the district's policy last week after receiving a complaint claiming it does not comply with a new controversial law. The district's current policy bans cell phones during class and allows them during lunch or passing periods. The TEA wants the district to tighten its policy and ban phones throughout the entire school day. While no immediate changes have been made, the district's Board of Trustees will discuss the cell phone policy again during a meeting later on today.
And continuing coverage this morning, we got a Holy Cross of San Antonio employee has been fired following an allegation of misconduct. Now, in a letter to parents, the school's principal assured families that no students or staff are currently at risk. Now, legal counsel for Holy Cross told us, quote, "We cannot comment beyond what we state in the letter, and that the rumors and other information and misinformation being generated are completely wrong. Principal Dr. Escobedo is following established procedures, and he is not the subject of the ongoing investigation in any way," end quote. San Antonio police also involved in this investigation. All right, you heard the jingle right there. 6:07 today is the last day to register to vote for that November election and get your address changed. Bexar County voters will decide on Proposition A and Prop B, and we have those explained at KSAT.com right now. Early voting from this goes from October the 20th to October the 31st before Election Day, which is November the 4th.
All right, more headlines for you this morning. Crews are investigating a massive fire at an abandoned hotel in Austin. The flames broke out around 6 o'clock yesterday off I-35 on the frontage road not far from downtown. More than 60 firefighters rushed to the scene. The hotel was fully engulfed, and there was concern the fire could spread to nearby apartments. Austin Energy shut off power in the area because of those flames. Now, no civilians were hurt, but one firefighter suffered a heat-related injury. The cause is still under investigation. A federal judge temporarily blocked the deployment of California's National Guard troops to Portland, Oregon. Texas has been ordered to send 400 members of their National Guard to Portland as well. And there's no word yet on if the judge will also block the deployment of those troops. This comes just one day after the same ruling was made on the deployment of the Oregon National Guard. President Trump ordered the California troops to Portland to protect what he calls a, quote, war-ravaged city. About 100 California National Guard troops had already arrived in Oregon. According to the government lawyers, the National Guard is needed to protect ICE agents trying to carry out their work and to prevent violent riots. And if you missed out on last month's nearly $1.8 billion Powerball jackpot, you still have a chance to win with Mega Millions. Nobody matched all 6 winning numbers in Friday's drawing, so the jackpot is now closer to $600 million. That makes it the largest jackpot so far this year. The next drawing will be tomorrow, so good luck with all of that.
All right, outside with live cam, it is clear. We've got temperatures right now in the low 70s, and here's a number that we don't look at very often, but it's the soil moisture content, and these numbers are really low. We'll talk about what that means for South Texas coming up.
6:09 now. Jack Osborne speaks out about life after his father's passing. Up next, we got a first look at how he and his mom Sharon are coping with the loss of the rock legend.
And next, San Antonio Startup Week is coming up. We're going to show you how Prosper West is turning a nearly abandoned 1929 dressmaking factory into something brand new. 6:13 now. Welcome back. We are 1 week away from San Antonio Startup Week kicking off for entrepreneurs and investors to come together and do business.
But you don't even need to come downtown to get a hold of those resources, especially for the West Side.
Yes, Devin Karp is here this morning to tell us about the future in store for Prosper West, a historic building, of course, behind you there, which got a nice upgrade.
Yeah, no, and it needed it. It's been abandoned, and this building was originally made in 1929. Basila Frocks right over here. That's on West Martin and Zarzamora. Been around for decades, nearly a century now. But thanks to these developers, it's going to have new life and be a hub for anyone on the West Side to explore their community and build something long-term right there in their neighborhood. So originally built back in 1929 as a dressmaking factory with a ton of other spaces and amenities, it was almost torn down to become a dollar store after it was abandoned. Now, Prosper West, an organization that looks to help the economic future of the West Side, has partnered with developer Dream On Group to revitalize the space into a hub for entertainment, local entrepreneurs, artists and businesses, all while keeping the historic aspects of this place alive.
And when we first started this project, they actually became very possessive of the property. They would always email us and call us, hey, there's somebody out there. It doesn't look like it's supposed to be out there. They took ownership of the project because, again, the pride of the community really exists here.
A lot of neighbors in the area who really care about that place. The developers say they plan to have a soft opening for the businesses in October this month with a grand opening for the public coming up for December. That was really cool to see. Prosper West and the Dream On Group are going to be talking about these changes and the future for the West Side over at the San Antonio Startup Week coming up on October 17th. The week kicks off on the 13th. For more resources like the ones you saw this, you can visit KSAT.com. RJ, what's the traffic looking like outside?
All right, thank you very much for that, Devin, and another good story there. Devin continuing our coverage there with Startup Week and highlighting some of these amazing companies and future businesses. Let's give you an update on the situation over here on the northeast side of town. So I was just working on this map right now because we are now looking at about a 25-minute delay for all of our drivers that are headed on 410 East right here at Harry Wurzbach. You see that traffic starting to back up. I've been saying that Nacogdoches Road, that's a potential option. If you need to exit Nacogdoches off of 410 to avoid being stuck in some of this congestion, you could take that. That'll get you up to Wurzbach Parkway. Parambital, for the most part, is going to be part of this closure as well. So Austin Highway, that'll get you up there to 35 as well if you're coming in from south of 410. So let's kind of give you this again. It's showing you some of the construction activity. 410 at Austin Highway traffic is not looking great right now in terms of the construction that we are seeing out there. A quick update here downtown because I want to remind some folks of the ongoing construction here. 35 South, it's going to be I-10 going into the downtown area as well. It's going to be right past the Fine Silver curve. So you see that we still have several construction activity right here, ongoing construction delays for the moment. And you see that things are not really backed up right now, but we've seen over the past week or so that this will continue to be a major issue across the city of San Antonio. Let's give you a quick update here. Airport traffic is looking good if you're headed out this morning trying to catch a flight, maybe picking someone up. 281, not too bad for our folks around the Hildebrand area. Okay, let's check in with Justin Horn for the latest in our forecast. And Jay Horn, how are things looking out there?
Dry, RJ. That's been the biggest issue, really, is the lack of rainfall. So the last time San Antonio saw any sort of significant rain, more than 1/100 of an inch, you got to go back 28 days ago to September 7th. It has been a long while, and not only that, we've been stuck in the low 90s each and every day. So it has been just kind of a rough stretch in a month, September and October specifically, 2 months here, where we see on average more rainfall than other months. So it's been a little frustrating here. This is what we're going to be watching tomorrow. This front here, this is where it sits today up across the Texas Panhandle, but this does sink south towards central Texas tomorrow. So we're going to fast forward here to 2 o'clock tomorrow, and we start to see a couple showers across central Texas, likely north of San Antonio. But as the afternoon wears on, the front gets a little bit closer, we should see some spotty showers. Rain chances are 20%. You're not going to get much rain out of this, but at least it's a little bit of something, just something different. This front does not move through, by the way. It's not going to bring us cooler weather, but it's just there to kind of stir up some showers. Hopefully it does. And we'll see that rain chance start to diminish Wednesday, and then after that, it basically goes away. So 20% chance tomorrow, 10% Wednesday, and that's it. Hopefully we get something, especially for the folks that need it. And this is an interesting stat. Now look, this is a model, so it's not perfect. But this is estimating soil moisture, and where we start to see some of these percentages near zero. Now, I don't know if they're quite this low, but I think it does get the point across that the soil is really dried out. And this is not good for farmers or those just planting in general. When the numbers get this low, we've just lost all the moisture in the soil. Everything is just kind of dry and cracked. And this is where we get into some real trouble here. Again, we can only hope that maybe tomorrow brings us a little something. And then once we get later into the month and we start to get some of these stronger cold fronts, which we eventually will, I promise, those will stir up some showers and storms. 71 right now in San Antonio, 68 in New Braunfels, 70 in Converse, 61 right now in Bernie. We do probably fall into the 50s there in Bernie for at least a little while this morning. 74 at 9 a.m., noontime 84, 87 at 1 o'clock, and we'll top out right around 91, where we have been for so very long. Partly cloudy skies today. Now the dew point trend. This is interesting too. We're going to get kind of a push of drier air in here by the time we get into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we'll almost go into the dry category, which will get us some cool mornings and some very comfortable late afternoon evenings. But it will still be warm. We don't lose the heat, that's for sure. Maybe Wednesday we get sub 90, but it will be a stretch. 90 on Thursday, low 90s this weekend. And we'll get plenty of sun. Once that dry air moves in on Friday, that will provide sunny skies. It'll be full sun this weekend. It's just that, we need that rain. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for tomorrow. All right, Just Ask Justin this morning has to do with our planets. I don't know why I've been on a space kick lately, but I have. What's the only planet where the sun rises in the west and sets in the east? And you're probably thinking, well, why would it switch? Well, it has to do, I'll give you a hint, with the spin.
Yes, sir.
There's one planet that spins differently in the solar system. So is it Mars, Venus, Neptune, or Mercury? Go to ksat.com/poll, scan the QR code. That answer comes your way in 30 minutes.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right, 620, 71 degrees outside.
Okay, up next, Jack Osbourne gets honest about life after losing his father, and we're talking about the great Ozzy Osbourne coming your way.
In this morning's GMA First Look, life after Ozzy Osbourne.
How is your mother doing now?
You know, when people have been asking me that question, I say she's okay, but she's not okay.
Just days before the release of his father's posthumous memoir, Last Rites, Jack Osbourne opening up about the passing of his rock legend dad and how his mother Sharon is coping.
Can she feel the affection and the appreciation?
Oh my God, yeah. I know she feels the love. And I think that has been such a level that none of us could ever really, I think every child sits there and kind of has this thought about one day their parents won't be there and what will that be like? It's just a part of being a human. We just didn't think of it. And so it was a different weight to it.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more with Jack Osborne. With your GMA First Look, I'm Chris Connolly, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Oh, rest in peace, Ozzy. 624 right now. University Health in Bexar County bringing back that free drive-through flu shot event. This is the 6th year that they've teamed up to make it easy for everyone to get protected. We're talking about the flu shot. Again, that event open to adults and kids 6 months and older.
You'll need to register before you go, so each event runs from 8 a.m. until noon. You can mark your calendars for the two big events this Saturday, the 11th at Dub Ferris Athletic Complex, and then Saturday the 25th at Gustafson Stadium. Now, heads up, COVID vaccines are not available for these events. It's a simple way to keep you and your family healthy this season. For more information, click ksatcommunity.com.
All right, we're looking at 625 and 71 outside.
All right, so later this morning, an ethics review board is set to hear a complaint regarding Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones, the recent move at the center of this morning's hearing.
And ahead on GMSA at 6 this week, National Night Out. Police spending time connecting with neighbors. We're going to introduce you to two men behind a nonprofit working to build that trust between young people and police.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Coming up on 6:30 right now. Again, good morning and thanks so much for waking up with us. Obviously, been peaceful on the roadways, thankfully, because Alex is off. Wait, what? Did I just? Did we just jinx it?
Yes, that's why I had to slide a little bit late.
Oh, Lord bless it.
He's working.
Okay, so we're going to get into all the drama unfolding there, but let's get into the non-drama unfolding in your
No drama
world.
over here. I'm drama free.
Thank you.
Yes, it is quiet out there right now. We got 71 degrees here in San Antonio, 70 in Converse. It's another quiet morning. 60s in the whole country. I mean, this has been the case for so many days now, but we are just kind of stuck in this rut. The one little, let's call it an interruption in this rut that we may see tomorrow is the chance for a couple of showers and downpours coming up on your Tuesday afternoon. Not today, though. If you're heading to the bus stop right now, no issues whatsoever. Temperatures will be right around 70 as you head out the door. And then this afternoon for after-school practice, right around 90. We can't seem to shake these 90s. It's been really the last 20, 25 days or so where we've been right in the low 90s each and every day. Today is no different, partly cloudy. And then the sunrise this morning will be right around 7:30. So we are exactly an hour away from the sun coming up. Sunset at 7:13, and our days are getting shorter, quicker. So we have 11 hours and 42 minutes of daylight. We're going to look at some of the computer models and show you what we think will happen with regards to that chance of rain tomorrow. That's coming up. Let's get over to RJ now with a check of what is becoming a busier morning on the roadways.
That's right, guys, and we're going to check in on this accident out in East Bexar County right now. But real quick, want to give you an update on the situation downtown because traffic's starting to slow for all of our drivers coming 35 south right here at Flores and Martin Street. So again, ongoing construction there. That's going to be tying up your commute to the downtown area. Right now, we still have construction activity 410 East Starcrest all the way to 35. So basically, you see the traffic starting to back up over to Harry Wurzbach Road. This is going to be our biggest delay in terms of anything that's sort of within the city of San Antonio. As we take a look here, you could take Nacogdoches, get you up to Wurzbach Parkway, Harry Wurzbach Road, get you down to Austin Highway. But right now, it looks like that construction is not picking up anytime soon. All right, we do have a major accident. This is for all of our folks out in FM 1518, so East Bexar County right now. So reports of right now, again, this has not been confirmed by TxDOT or anything, but right now we are getting reports that possible 18-wheeler that crashed right here on I-10 West for all of our drivers that are coming in on 1518 going towards 1604. So looks like part of the highway is shut down at the moment. I'm still trying to gather more information on that. But if it is an 18-wheeler, that is going to cause some major delays. As we took a look here, 53 minutes coming in right now from Seguin, and that would indicate that we do have a major crash out there, far East Bexar County. 28 minutes coming in from the far west side, Castroville. So kind of our normal activity that we see out there. And one more shot here at the downtown area. Yes, as Jeff mentioned, Alex Gomez is off this morning, taking a deserved day off. So we are handling the traffic duties from right here in the studio. We'll get you an update on that situation on 10 West by Seguin in just a little bit. Guys, back to you.
6:32 now. Now to a case that has got a lot of national attention. Been 1 year since Alamo Heights mother, Suzanne Simpson, was reported missing.
So all eyes were on the case, especially after her husband, Brad Simpson, was arrested and charged with murder. And Erica Hernandez is right here with us this morning to look back on the last year. And so we know that Brad has been indicted.
Yes.
But no body still has been found.
That's correct.
So how rare is that?
It is rare. It was so rare I couldn't find a lot of statistics on this. In fact, the only statistic I was ever to find was since 2012, nationally, there has been more than 660 murder prosecutions, but it has a pretty high conviction rate. It is at 86%, but this is nationally since 2012. It's just, there wasn't even any Texas ones I could see, but there has to be very strong circumstantial evidence for this to move forward, which the state seems to think they have.
Now, we know that it's been a year, and obviously, again, there are a lot of big conversations that will still continue with this case, but have we heard anything else from the family or friends in comparison to what they were saying then?
So I think in early October of last year, we did hear a lot from friends and family, but once it went into the trial setting, that gag order was set in and nobody's able to talk at any point until this trial is over. We have seen a few times Suzanne Simpson, sister, be brought up. I think she at one point in December of last year was even kind of scolded by the judge for violating that gag order. And we also saw herself, Teresa Clark, in the news recently for being arrested for harassment against Brad Simpson's family. So obviously there's a lot going on. This case has a lot of people, you know, wanting to know just what happened to Suzanne.
But we're not going to hear anything with
But we're not going to hear anything from anybody.
Not until potentially February, right? The tentative trial date is around Valentine's Day next year. So could anything else play out between now and February?
There are some in January of next year, pretrial motions hearing, which is where the defense is going to try to get some evidence from appearing in trial. So we kind of get to see some of that a little bit earlier before it actually happens during the trial. Also, you know, we're still watching Brad Simpson's friend, James Cotter, who's also indicted in this case for felony 3 charges. We don't know what's happening with his case yet. It's still kind of sitting there. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out for him too, if it's going to happen. He goes to trial, takes a plea deal before actually Brad Simpson goes to trial.
Definitely staying on top of it, Eric.
Yes.
So many moving parts. I know you outlined the timeline last half hour and everything, so that was very helpful, and I know you'll continue to stay on top of it. So thank you for being with us.
Yes, of course.
This morning, Erica Hernandez in for a look back at the entirety of the case from the past year. Just go to KSAT.com.
Thank you, Erica. All right, happening today, this morning, we're expecting an ethics review board to hear a complaint regarding Mayor Gina Ortiz Jones. You may remember the Bexar County GOP Vice Chairman Kyle Sinclair filed an ethics complaint against Jones in July after she sent a letter to the DNC officials promoting San Antonio as a destination for the party's 2028 National Convention. Now, Sinclair argued that it was improper for the mayor to use her position and city resources. An outside attorney for the city then reviewed the complaint and then allowed a portion of it to proceed for the city's ethics review board to consider. Now, the board will review the complaint and decide if any civil sanctions should be applied. In a recent interview, Sinclair said that he wants Jones to offer the same opportunity to his party for its 2032 convention. Again, the complaint will go before the Ethics Review Board later today. And we're going to keep you updated on what happens later this evening on KSAT 12 and KSAT.com.
Well, a man was detained after crashing his car into a meat market. San Antonio police say that he was parked outside the Culebra meat market yesterday off Old Pearsall Road and Five Palms Drive. And that's when he told employees to call 911, claiming that he was having a medical emergency. Well, moments later, he drove right through the front door and got into a fight with people inside the store. And nobody was seriously hurt, but the building sustained extensive damage. The man was taken to a hospital for treatment. Police say no charges have been filed.
Now to some of your morning headlines right now. Israel and Hamas gearing up for an indirect talk in Egypt today with hopes of rising a ceasefire in Gaza. Now, Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu said that a hostage release could be announced this week, marking a potential turning point. This comes on the second anniversary where the Hamas terrorists attacked that sparked the war. U.S. peace plan, which Hamas will partially accept it, calls for the release of 48 hostages and disarmament. Washington lawmakers remain at a standstill over reopening the government, showing few signs of progress as President Donald Trump says that layoffs are taking place right now. Both parties believe that public opinion supports their stance, with Democrats pushing for health insurance subsidies and President Donald Trump saying that he's aiming to maintain current spending levels. So far, talks remain unproductive.
Hi, 6:37 now. Today is the last day to register to vote for the November election and get your address changed. Bexar County voters will decide on Propositions A and B, and we have those explained on KSAT.com as it relates to Project Marvel, if you will. Early voting goes from October 20th through the 31st, and Election Day is Tuesday, November 4th. Well, Against All Odds, RISE is a local nonprofit that wants to bring cities together by easing fear and closing the divide between young people and police.
So the group started about 5 years ago as a response to the George Floyd protest. And they'll tell our Patty Santos that the mission of building trust is still going strong. Good morning, Patty.
Hey there, good morning. So tomorrow is National Night Out, which is really focused on strengthening relationships between neighborhoods and police to reduce crime, among other things. And that's pretty much what Against All Odds RISE is about, trying to do every day of the year. And Emery Johnson leads the nonprofit. He takes officers to interact with people in schools and churches so that they can learn to trust one another. He says it's an effort to change the mindset of young people and how they see officers. He says many of them only see and hear the bad things.
We know the next generation needs to understand and have different perspectives. They don't have to go based on social media. They don't have to go based on what they're hearing from other people's experience. They can go directly to the source and they can actually speak to officers.
So since their nonprofit started, he says many of those students they talked to early on have grown up and are even exploring careers in the criminal justice system. This Friday, AAOR will bring in pastors and officers together to talk about some of the tensions that churchgoers and leaders have with law enforcement. It is from 1 to 3 p.m. You can head to KSAT.com for information on that location.
Right, outside with live cam, it is 6:39, 71 degrees. We are seeing very quiet conditions here around San Antonio, as we have been. We are also watching the tropics very closely now. We have a system that's developing that will soon become Jerry. Where does it go? We'll show you coming up.
Well, it's officially here, and we're talking about the start of a new Spurs season. RJ has a first look at the first preseason game coming your way.
Plus, retailers like Amazon and Walmart may be bombarding your phone with sales right now, but should you give in to the hype or wait until Black Friday? How you can save and shop smarter coming up.
6:43 right now on your Monday morning, and it is officially here, the start of a brand new Spurs season. The race for Sace, y'all, is back on. We are ready to go honking. Okay, maybe not just yet, but the Silver and Black are back tonight to start their preseason 2025 schedule. So over the weekend, we saw that. Look at my man Wemby right there. The Spurs holding their third annual free open scrimmage for the fans at the Frostbank Center. More than 10,000 fans showing up to watch Wemby and the crew. It was Victor's first game at home since late January, and he looked good, scoring 12 points before calling it a night and going to the bench. Wemby says that he's ready to go for his third season.
The biggest difference, I think in general what describes my progression is like the ability to do more and to use like my skills, but I was like being slowed down by the maturity of the body, you know what I mean? And I'm still gonna be, of course, because we all of us young guys are, going to get to our prime in a few years. But yeah, it's expanding, the range of what my body is able to do.
Okay, translated to say, I'm ready to dominate the NBA. The Spurs open their preseason tonight against a team from China. Interesting, the Guangzhou Long Lions of the Chinese Basketball Association are making the trip 8,200 miles to the Alamo City. They are northwest of Hong Kong. This will mark the first time the Spurs have played a preseason game against a team from China. Tip-off tonight, 7 o'clock from the Frostbank Center. Go Spurs, go.
Indeed. All right. With most of the major retailers announcing big sales this October, shoppers may be wondering whether they should hold out for Black Friday and Cyber Monday or jump right in.
Yeah, ABC's Ike Agati has more on how to sort through all of the hype.
October sales are here. The Amazon Prime Big Deal Days have become an annual event for consumers to do their early holiday shopping. Not to be outdone by Amazon, chains like Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and Kohl's are not waiting until after you've had your turkey to get you shopping, all advertising big discounts to compete with the online shopping site. But should you wait until the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend? With price cuts in nearly every category, the experts say you can probably hold off on tech items like laptops and TVs for now.
categorically, we've seen year after year after year that the best time to buy a TV is going to be Black Friday. That's when they have their absolute deepest discounts. Everything else, the discounts tend to be the same. You might save a few extra bucks here or there, but pretty much for the most part, if you see something on sale and you like the price, you can buy it now.
But before you check out, make sure you're actually getting a good deal. And paying with discounted gift cards can save you even more.
There's a site called Gift Card Granny who sells them. They have between 5% to 10% discount on a gift card. And so if you buy that gift card at a discount and then you shop with it, you've essentially created your own discount.
Ike Ajachi, ABC News, New York.
Okay, here we go. Let's get you updated on the traffic situation in East Bexar County right now because we have a major crash. Just got off the phone with TransGuide right now. This is a reported 18-wheeler rollover crash on I-10 West right here at 1518 over by Field Road. So again, they're trying to gather exactly where this exactly took place, but one way or the other, you're basically looking at Field Road all the way to 1518, backed up for miles now. Trainer Hale Road, that's going to be one of the closest exits. But for all of our folks that are familiar with this stretch of 10 going to and from Seguin, it's not great. Anytime we get a major accident out there, we're looking at delays of about an hour now for all of our folks. So again, I-10 West, let's give you an update on what this looks like from Seguin. So even more than an hour, 81 minutes if you're coming in from Seguin on I-10 West. It looks like some of the main lanes at I-10 West right there at 1518 Fail Road have been completely shut down due to that 18-wheeler crash in East Bexar County. We'll continue to get you updated on that situation. Let's give you an update right here on the northeast side of town because ongoing construction still causing some issues here for our folks. Harry Wurzbach Road, basically Starcrest, all the way to 35. You see that all the main lanes, eastbound traffic, still completely shut down. Traffic now starting to back up all the way towards Nacogdoches. Take Nacogdoches if you need to kind of navigate around this. Austin Highway as well. You also maybe want to take Wurzbach Parkway if you're coming south on 35 to just try and avoid some of the mess that we're seeing out here for our drivers. And of course, our situation downtown 35 right now starting to back up for all of our folks over here by Florida Street. This is basically where 35-10 kind of meet after the Fine Silver Curve to make their way south to Cesar Chavez and parts of Alamo and South Laredo. So just a lot going on this morning. We'll keep you updated on everything that is happening, but the biggest issue is going to be I-10 West over by 1518 for all of our drivers coming in from Seguin right now. All right, Justin, for all of our folks that are about to be stepping outside, what are we looking at?
So I guess if you're taking I-10, I-35, or 410, you should just call in sick this morning?
Pretty much.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, blame RJ. No, yes, looks like it'll take some time to get into work this morning. Potential development out in the tropics. We've got a system here that likely does become Jerry. I just went ahead and labeled it that because over time, this is going to get a name. And if it does, it will be Jerry. Here's the interesting thing. It is pretty far south, but this time of year, these systems just tend to get picked up, and that's what's going to happen here. So this is going to turn back out to the Atlantic, and it looks like it will not be an issue, not even for Bermuda this time. It looks like that the United States will avoid yet another storm system, which is not a bad thing. Because that one could become pretty strong. Meantime, in the Pacific, we have Priscilla, which is a Cat 1 hurricane. Winds are at 85 miles per hour. It's moving north-northwest at about 5. Sometimes this moisture can get pulled back into Texas. I don't really think that's the case with this one. We'll get a little bit of high-level moisture from it, but probably will have minimal impacts for us as this moves north and likely strengthens a little bit before it weakens towards the Baja. Now, it will bring in some moisture to parts of Arizona and Southern California, but just not for us. Temperatures right now 71 degrees at the airport, 72 Stinson, 59 in Comfort. That is the cool spot this morning, 62 in Kerrville. So if you're walking out the door right now, it's pretty mild and it will be a hot afternoon. 91 is where we end up. 91, 92 here in San Antonio with some 80s in the hill country and low 90s for Gonzales, Nixon, and Floresville as well. Dew point trend. And so we'll have some fairly humid conditions today and tomorrow, which again may lead to a few showers tomorrow. But after that, we see things really dry out. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we'll have very low humidity. So that'll lead to some cool mornings, nice evenings. The weekend looks great. It's just, no rain. Now, the one exception is going to be tomorrow, as we've been saying. There is a frontal boundary up here across North Texas that will generate some rain today. It will sink south tomorrow. Doesn't move through. Doesn't bring us cooler air, but it may get close enough to touch off a couple of showers. Initially north of San Antonio, but I think by 4 or 5 o'clock we could see some of those sink a little bit further south. Are we going to get a lot of rain out of this? No. In fact, most of us stay dry, but there will be some spotty showers, and hopefully you get a little bit of rain where you are. I know we all need it at this point. And then anything we see will die down by tomorrow evening. So 90 tomorrow, 89 Wednesday, very small chance Wednesday as that front just kind of lingers. But after that, again, dry air moves in. So we get some cooler mornings, mid-60s, and then still some warm afternoons there with 91 Friday and 91 on Saturday. All right, our Just Ask Justin question this morning has to do with the planets. And I wanted to know, what's the only planet where the sun rises in the west and sets in the east? And I gave you the hint last half hour that it's because it rotates a different way than what Earth rotates. So what do you guys think?
Oh, definitely Neptune, like C.
You're going with Neptune.
Oh.
I like that guess.
I believe Venus spins, is it clockwise or the opposite way?
Wait, I think I meant Venus. I'm so sorry.
She's changing her answer.
She didn't say final answer, so she can't.
That's right. Yeah, you guys are exactly correct. It is Venus. All planets spin counterclockwise except for Venus, as Ernie pointed out, and partially Uranus. It
spins on its side.
Anyway,
I know what you're saying.
Which spins clockwise or it retrogrades? It's believed to be because both planets suffered a major collision sometime in their history.
Back in the day.
There we go, man. Hey, thank you for more space knowledge. I love it.
There you
Okay,
go.
6:52 right now, 71 degrees outside.
As they're coming up on GMSA Plus next hour, fentanyl poisoning is a crisis that continues to surge across the U.S. How people who have a close connection to such situations are stepping up to raise awareness and make an impact in our area.
6:55 on your Monday morning. Let's get you updated on the roads because a couple of major things are following at the moment. Overturned 18-wheeler right now on FM 1518 on I-10 West for all of our drivers coming in from the Seguin area. Expect more than an hour delay for all of our folks on I-10 West. Still dealing with construction right here. Basically 410 eastbound traffic all the way to 35 still completely shut down at Starcrest. Hopefully they could pick this up here pretty soon. Justin, how are we looking outside?
Ooh, rough morning. All right, let's go outside weather-wise. We're not expecting much at all this morning. Temperatures in the low 70s, 78 by 10 o'clock, 84 at noontime, 91 will be our high today. There is a small chance for a shower or two tomorrow, 20%, 90 on your Tuesday, very small chance Wednesday. Otherwise, continued quiet weather into the weekend.
All right, coming up on GMSA Plus, we're talking about multiple shootings. One where one woman was shot multiple times in her car. We got to figure out what led to that deadly attack.
And another one involving a TV of all things. We're going to get to all that. RJ joins Jaffney here at the top of the hour for GMSA Plus on the free KSAT Plus app.